Welcome to So Many Receipts. I'm Fleur Michelle.
And I'm Shelley Seddon. We're former entertainment editors and lifelong reality TV addicts.
Unpacking the tea from the Traitors, Real Housewives, Bravo and beyond. Let's get stuck in. Hello, everyone. I hope you're all well. So isn't the Traitors getting exciting? There's a lot more buzz about it now. I think it's really hitting its stride.
It was another very dramatic week, and I'm loving it.
And you know what? I reckon AJ is alive and well on the Traitors and is going to come back as a secret traitor. Because at the end of episode 7, we saw a quick preview clip of Kirby looking at some hooded figure on the bridge and then laughing in surprise. But then in episode 8, that scene was never played.
I love AJ, but never in the history of the Traitors have they brought back an eliminated player. It would ruin the integrity and the DNA of the game. Plus, if he comes back, that would be a huge F you to Kirby, who hates AJ and finally got rid of him.
We did see Kirby with Rhys on the bridge, but he wasn't in a hood.
The preview of the bridge scene was weird. They might have just filmed a few different scenarios with Rhys. Also, I don't think Kirby's reaction to seeing AJ again would be to laugh. I think she'd be furious.
But there were other strange things, like the way Gretel just quietly took AJ's picture out of the dining room. And when AJ saw the letter on the chair, you never actually saw him open the letter and read it out loud.
I did think it was odd he didn't read it out loud like they normally do, but I don't think it means anything.
So several Traitors shows have enlisted a secret traitor to compile a short list of victims, and the actual traitor has to choose a victim from that list.
There have been secret traitors, like the recent disastrous Donna Kelsey, Travis Kelsey's mom. She was in the U.S. Celebrity Traitors, but she was selected from the very beginning. I just don't think they're going to add a secret traitor when there are only 4 more eps to go.
Or is it poor old Cam Merchant coming back for a 3rd time?
They should just bring back Cam next season, like they did with Dorinda when she got voted out early.
I can't say I'm too shocked Alex and Kirby got rid of AJ. I said last week that I felt he'd put a target on his back and that smart people like him always do eventually get taken out. But I was kind of surprised they got rid of him so soon.
He was just too damn smart. I thought it would have been wiser for Alex to take him to the end because Kirby had so much heat on her and AJ was beloved by the faithfuls. But ultimately, Alex decided to betray AJ and stick with Kirby.
Which was her doom, because if she talked Kirby out of getting rid of AJ, then he probably would have led the charge to get rid of Kirby.
I do have to give Alex and Kirby props, though. In games like this and Survivor, etc., I always complain that alpha males control the entire narrative and everyone just falls into line. And Kirby said she wasn't going to play AJ's game and that she was playing her own game, and Alex obviously agreed.
Yeah, woman power. But I am astonished that Kirby has basically become the entire show. Every single decision, she leads it. Whoever the fellow traitor is just agrees with her. When the heat's on, she redirects it. She should be given an executive producer credit.
Exactly. So unfortunately, the pressure of becoming a traitor seemed to get to Alex. And after being exposed by AJ, Luke came after her as well and said he knew she was a traitor. And once again, Alex didn't even bother to defend herself. He went after her at the round table and everyone just piled on.
She basically told AJ and the round table with her teary eyes that she was a traitor.
Alex never once said, I am a faithful or I'm not a traitor. How hard is it?
Well, she talked around it in a bit of a riddle, didn't she? She was saying things like, you're assuming I'm a traitor. I actually thought she was a fairly good traitor, but she was unable to flat out lie when she was cornered. That was her downfall.
She also said she was ready to show who I am. And when Krissy said, and what is that? She deflected and said, let's just get this over with. The perfect time to come defend yourself. She didn't even deny it. So that was the nail in the coffin. Even people who were on the fence decided she must be a traitor.
Well, I think at that point, she just seemed really emotionally frazzled and couldn't keep the act up anymore.
But I have never once in Traitors history seen someone just roll over like she did. It's kind of disappointing. But anyway, bye-bye, Alex and her ugly brown sweater.
That was the biggest mystery of this entire show. Why did Alex only bring one jumper and wear it continuously?
So Kirby had a big problem in recruiting someone new because most of the faithfuls, besides the twins, they have zero strategy and they're a bunch of dumbasses. So I think Krissy would have actually been good, but I don't know if she could have pulled off being a traitor at this late stage in the game.
Yeah, I agree.
Ultimately, Kirby did select Rhys, who I actually thought was a good choice. He deflects with humor. He hides behind this persona. So he's actually used to putting on an act.
And as he's already got a target on his back, people might go for him next over Kirby. So she gets to live another day. And if that happens, she'll just recruit someone else.
I also love that Rhys referred to the twins as truffle pigs. which they are. They were getting way too cocky, and Luke thought for sure he knew who the third traitor was.
He was so convinced it was faithful Claudia and egged everyone on to vote for her. It was so embarrassing how smug he was, saying he was the best traitor hunter of all time. How can he say that?
Given he was so wrong, the group is finally doubting the almighty Wonder Twin power. Claudia even said, "Of course you listened to the man when she was leaving. You tell them, girlfriend."
I just love seeing his face drop like a sack of potatoes. That was such a delicious moment.
Thankfully, this gruesome twosome will soon be split up. The duo is being pitted against each other in this deathmatch card game, and one of them will absolutely be gone. But it doesn't really matter which one because I still can't tell them apart.
So Josh won Love Island a few years ago, and Luke left that show before he did. I guess this time Luke would be hoping to stay on longer. However, given he was so cocky this episode, maybe Josh is the least offensive of the two. Also, Josh has been active in the comments on our latest Traitors Instagram post, talking strategy with fans, so he gets extra brownie points from me. Do you know Krissy Marsh originally said no to doing the Traitors because there was no makeup artist? So when producers said Krissy had to do her own hair and makeup on the show, she said, nah, not doing it.
I don't blame her. Having a glam squad is a reality TV non-negotiable. But she does say in this video her daughter Milana convinced her to do it and even labeled her makeup products from 1 to 36 so Krissy could easily do all the makeup steps herself.
I'm so impressed by Krissy. She's smart, she's funny, she's been good in the challenges, she's onto Kirby and Rhys.
I wonder what she'll do with the girl group of Rachel, Kira, and Tully. They haven't exactly been switched on regarding finding traitors or anything.
So in the video, Krissy goes on to say, okay, I'll do the Traitors. However, when she was packing, she had an argument with Milana. She got flustered and she forgot to pack this makeup. So when she arrives in New Zealand, she said, I only had one lip gloss on me. So she said to the producers, I'll just get the makeup shipped to me. Where are we again? And the producer said, you've got 1 hour to get here. If you're not here on time, you can go home. Anyway, she organised for all the makeup to be shipped to Christchurch from Mecca, and she did get it at some point. The total bill was $2,500.
Well, she does look amazing on the show. I want that list, but I don't want to spend $2,500. Can Milana recommend some dupes? So we're now about halfway through the latest season of Below Deck Med.
Below Deck to me is what Real Housewives of Orange County is to you. So you think OC is boring, and I think Below Deck is boring. I mean, everyone's got an Achilles heel.
Well, I am a longtime viewer and aspiring primary guest.
Oh, well, yeah.
One of the stars of this series is Nathan Gallagher, and we've seen him struggle as the bosun. He injured his back. His partner, Gail, is actually Australian, and she's a former Below Deck cast member. They had this baby son, Caden, and she joined him in Croatia while they were filming this series. We watched Nathan try and balance family and work. We've also seen Gail struggling with taking care of this little baby alone in an Airbnb.
Oh, that is so hard doing that in a foreign country.
We do have some sad news to report because it was revealed this week that Nathan was arrested here in Australia last December in relation to allegations of domestic violence. He was arrested in an apartment complex in Melrose Park in Sydney on December 27th and accused of assaulting a woman at the same location the day before on Boxing Day.
And that woman has since been identified as Gail.
And according to police, Gail didn't suffer any serious injuries, but Nathan was taken to Gladesville Police Station and charged with assault, occasioning actual bodily harm, intentionally choking a person without consent, and common assault.
Ugh.
He was granted conditional bail and appeared in Burwood local court on January 15th, and his next court appearance is September 1st, which is next Tuesday.
And obviously, these are allegations, and Nathan has not been convicted of these offences. The matter is still before the court.
So the pair met on season 9, and they've been on and off. They reconciled in 2024, then welcomed Caden in June of 2025. So Caden would have been 6 months old at the time of this alleged incident. Gail's originally from Perth, so I just wonder if she has a good support system in Sydney.
Oh, that's so tough if she's feeling alone over here as well.
This whole thing makes me crazy. What is going on in Australia? I feel like there is such a male violence crisis in this country. We've got school attacks, the Sydney Swan scandal. It
Yeah.
seems like every day there is a woman being attacked by a partner.
It is incredibly disturbing, particularly the wider conversation we're having in Australia about violence against women.
So another troubling question is why did Bravo choose to go ahead and air this season, which features Nathan and Gail and their relationship after this incident happened?
Or maybe they felt as it didn't happen during filming, not their problem. I don't know.
It just feels icky and dark. Police did file an AVO against Nathan on Gail's behalf. They stopped posting pictures together around the time of the alleged incident, and it has since been confirmed that they have broken up.
Right.
Nathan issued a lengthy statement today, basically saying that he's made mistakes, but there are two sides to every story. Plus, the US Sun is reporting that season 12 of the show has already been filmed and Nathan won't be on it.
So controversy does seem to follow this guy around because there was another high-profile incident involving him, correct?
Yes, he was also in Bondi during the Bondi Beach shooting, and he helped get people from the water onto his boat. People were calling him a hero, but
Right.
then he faced this severe online backlash over an Instagram post that some people felt was racist.
So you've watched him now for years. I mean, what is the guy like on the show?
Well, I always thought Gail could do better. I don't know why she settled for some grotty deckhand. He has a temper, his deck crew don't
Hmm.
like him, and I think his TV career now is just finished.
I guess we'll find out more next week when he appears in court. It's all very sad, isn't it? And we just hope that Gail and Caden are okay. So we were planning to do a Golden Bachelor Australia-led podcast this year, but according to news this week, the series has been pushed back yet again and is now expected to premiere in March 2027.
What? During the sacred Married at First Sight season?
Yes, WTF. This is the third scheduling delay for this show, which actually finished filming back in March this year, 6 months ago. So it will be potentially sitting on the shelf for an entire year before we even see it.
As I said before with Farmer Wants a Wife, I just think the long time lag between filming the show and actually airing the show, it is ridiculous for
Hmm.
a dating reality series. Are all of the people involved meant to put their lives on hold and keep a secret for a year until the show airs?
Well, remember when Channel 7 held off screening that bad Stranded on Honeymoon Island show for 2 years? By the time it aired, one of the grooms had already gotten married for real and had two kids with Morgan Mitchell from Survivor.
Exactly. And there are two Golden Bachelors this year and two lots of women involved, complicating things even more.
Well, what are the odds that the relationships we're watching develop are still exactly the same 12 months later? Where is the payoff for the viewer? I don't get it. Although Bear and Sunny from last year's Golden Bachelor are still together, but I think that's a modern day miracle when it comes to these shows.
Apparently, the official line is that the show has exceeded expectations and Nine wants to give it the strongest possible launch next year. So perhaps they might have it precede or follow Married at First Sight on one of their two nights. Oh my God, how are we going to find the time to watch both maps and this? It's too much.
It's too much love. Cough, cough. But there is another theory, and it involves Samantha Armytage. There has been speculation that host Sam could be in the running for a full-time role on the Today Show next year, although nothing's been confirmed.
So if that's true, are they thinking they want to delay it to coincide with her maybe being a morning TV star again?
Hmm.
Everyone is supposed to arrange their lives around Sam maybe getting the Today Show role. It is crazy.
It's all about Sam. So interestingly, one of the two Golden Bachelors is Matthew Collett, a 57-year-old Sydney businessman who runs a men's skincare line. He was also the president of the Scots College All Boys Association for 7 years, pretty prestigious position. His tenure finished in April after filming Wrapped, and he didn't opt to run again.
Well, I think that was a good move on his part because this school has had an extraordinary amount of negative publicity and
Mm.
controversy surrounding it. Just this week, there were new allegations involving an alleged incident involving three male students and a girl in a Bondi Junction alleyway.
I think the last thing this scandal-plagued school needed was one of its main figureheads being seen in a ditzy reality TV show. Could you imagine the school newsletter? Don't forget to tune in this week to see our old boys president on The Golden Bachelor. Will he find love?
So the show's once again generated drama before we've even seen an episode. They're back filming at the spectacular Tresco estate in Elizabeth Bay, reportedly worth around 110 to 120 million dollars, and neighbors reportedly complained about late night karaoke, live music, and parties going until 4 a.m. on the very first night.
Police and council rangers were apparently called, and one neighbour even retaliated by blasting a trumpet from their backyard, which is probably the most Sydney hoity-toity response imaginable.
So we haven't even met these Golden Bachelors yet, and already we've got a 1 year delay, Sam Armytage speculation, a maths programming issue, an awkward school connection, angry neighbors, and a trumpet.
Well, let's hope March will be worth the wait. So, story time with the Countess Luann de Lesseps. But firstly, Ultimate Girls Trip Roaring 20th, which features Luann, was pretty funny this week. And Shell, you have finally come around to the show.
Yes, I actually enjoyed this episode and seeing all the OGs at Kyle's famous white party. So the ladies hopped in the Sprinter van and hightailed it to Beverly Hills. Thank God. But unfortunately, Vicky is still on this trip and she's a total buzzkill. She insists on working on her laptop during the ride up to the OC. And Giselle rightfully called her out. No one wants to see Vicky doing insurance company admin. Isn't she retired?
Okay, hang on, hang on.
She's such a martyr. Everyone's busy, bitch.
Look, I actually remember Vicky saying somewhere that she was nervous about propping up this show because she knows producers always look to her to be the main drama point no matter what. And we saw that with the laptop scene. I thought it was hilarious.
Well, Giselle summed it up by saying the general group consensus was that Vicky is a wet blanket.
Well, I have a bigger problem with Teresa, who contributes absolutely nothing. Is she just there for free champagne?
I actually forgot Teresa was even there. Teresa had to remember to be mad at Vicky, telling her to pay her taxes. She does nothing. Earn your paycheck, bitch.
Anyway, we saw the awkward encounter between Luann and Erica Jane, who gave Lou the frostiest, hello, I'm fine, thank you, response to Luann asking, how are you? So this bad blood harks back to one of Luann's cabaret shows where someone asked her during the Q&A who was the rudest Bravo celebrity she'd ever met, and she said Erica Jane. And then during this episode, she explained more that they used to be friendly, but Erica ghosted her during her troubles with her ex-husband, Tom Girardi, and their wires kind of got crossed. I also laughed when Luann accidentally compared Vicky to Porky Pig instead of Miss Piggy when she misremembered one of Vicky's stories.
For me, the highlight of the episode was the Countess making an entrance on Erica Jane's singing turf. Luann ziplined in for a little cabaret singing Chic, c'est la vie. She had two backup dancers dressed as bushes. Backup bushes. Whoever thought of this was a freaking genius. This is why Lou has icon status.
Putting on the bush costumes in honor of the time Luann fell drunk into the bushes was very inspired. And by the way, Teresa couldn't even remember the lines of her song properly. She kept saying Savon, Savon, and it's Sabon, Sabon. It was only two words. Teresa, come on. So Luann, as we found out for ourselves, really does not hold back when it comes to the housewife gossip and opinions at her shows.
Earlier this year, we saw Luann's cabaret show in Brisbane. The show was great because we had a special guest appearance from Roni OG Alex McCord, who interviewed Lou because Alex now lives in Queensland and she's a psychologist. Simon and their adult son were also in the audience. This was the reunion we didn't know we needed. And no other show Lou did here had those special appearances.
And she also told a juicy anecdote about Bethany Frankel. She said Bethany had just done an Instagram post saying how she ran into Sonia and Ramona filming The Golden Life in Florida. Luann said, can you believe Bethany was grinning from ear to ear like she was their best friend, even though she's talked so much SHIT about the housewives over the years? I think Bethany would actually love to be on this show.
I believe that too. She's thirsty.
And then in the Q&A, someone asked her who she would marry Kay if she was playing that game. And Luann said, I'd Sonia, I'd marry Ramona because she's got money, and then I'd have to K Bethany.
I love how she has no filter.
And I'm deliberately saying F and K instead of the words she actually used because we put this podcast on YouTube as well. And I don't want to take the chance on the censors going crazy over there. So I went back to my hotel room after the show and spent hours putting together a TikTok about this Bethany anecdote and the F Mary K joke. And it did really well. It got 18,000 views on TikTok over just a few days, quite a lot on Instagram as well. And then suddenly TikTok removed it and gave me a community violation for misinformation. And I was like, what? What's wrong with it? Remember how I just couldn't work it out?
Yeah, because they don't tell you the reason why. They just give you the category.
It's so annoying. And then I finally thought, oh, I see. I think TikTok interpreted Luann saying she wanted to K Bethany as though Luann was actually making a real threat to harm her, as in bump her off. TikTok apparently can't understand the difference between someone joking and someone being serious. So we got our video taken down and we never got to properly share this juicy bit of tea. OMG.
So we saw this confusion just recently with the TikTok Perez Hilton live stream. in that case, their bot moderator thought he was apparently joking with self-harm when he was actually serious.
So we just bought tickets to see Luann's new cabaret show in Sydney in February. I really hope she brings the goss again.
It's meant to be all new with live performances, a full band, and behind the scenes stories, etc. So not the same old show that we've already seen. And I really hope we see those backup singer bushes.
Oh my God, Lou, yes, please bring the bushes. So that's all for So Many Receipts this week. I'm Fleur Michelle.
And I'm Shelley Seddon.
Join us again next week.